What we're trying to do is present what we consider the best science done by the best creative people. You know, the best artists, the best way. That's the goal here. And so I would tell you, and I know I'm biased, but if you look at the other exhibits in this museum, there's a very high standard. The aesthetic and the quality of the presentation, I think, is very high. And this hall hits that bar. So this is the entrance to the hall. So remember, we're going to follow a timeline. So this would be the seafloor in southern New Mexico, a little more than 500 million years ago. This is Gordodon. And I'll tell you something about Gordodon, okay? Matt and I and others did the research. And I don't know why, Gordo's fat. And they did the sculpture, and it's as accurate as can be. It's based on the real fossil. I was shocked to see it. Look how lean and mean old Gordo looks. You know, there's Gordo walking on a beach. See, this is Alamogordo about 300 million years ago. That's what the art is. You know what I like about the sculpture too? Remember Matt mentioned this. Gordo has two big fat teeth at the front of the mouth. See that? It's a remarkable piece of work. This is a sailback reptile. We all know this is Dimetrodon. If you go to Walmart and you buy a bag of toy dinosaurs, one of these is in there even though it's not a dinosaur. It's more closely related to us than it is to dinosaurs. And it looks like they're going to so there was a big reef. You know, you've heard of the Permian Basin, you know, with all the oil. Part of the Permian Basin comes into New Mexico, southeastern New Mexico, around Carlsbad. And about 260 million, there was this big sponge reef down there. And so this is the model, and they're putting it up. It's going to be an archway that the visitor will walk through.
The challenge for today is getting the reef up and over the visitors' heads.
Can you imagine how many moving parts? I mean, everything, the electrical, the floor covering. This was a few months ago, this was a big box. And then everything had to be built in here. All these walls, the platforms, there are cases that are still going to be installed, all the mounts, the metal brackets and whatnot to put the fossils on.
Yeah, it's a project management challenge for sure. I mean, we did this in a very, I would say, pretty aggressive timeline. We had some special funding come through. We were able to take advantage of it. We did a big swing, and it's really exciting to see it all taking shape and about to come together and open.
It's a fascinating thing to think about, but can you really feel the immensity of 100 million years? I don't think you can. It's outside of human experience, you know. When you come in here and see the fossils that are going to be in this hall, you'll see fossils that are 500 million, 400 million, 300, and to me that's just amazing that something lived that long ago and here it is. And I always say, I hope I look that good in 300 million years, you know?
This might not be for the podcast, but does the fact that we've gone through so many mass extinctions, is it like a weird comfort in some way? Or is it we're just a part of billions of years of history?
Yeah, we're part of, we're part of a few billion years of the history of life on the planet.
Yeah.
And as much as the planet has tried, it's never been able to stamp out life. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, big mass extinctions, I'm not worried.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I know that life will, as the saying goes, find a way.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah, life will continue. It's the species that have to go through it, though. Those are the ones that have the rough patch.
But you have to realize, you know, I always say you got to take a paleontologist's perspective on some of these things and realize that 99%, maybe more, of what's lived on this planet is extinct. There are a few things that are around. There's some algae and microbes that have probably been living for billions of years. But if you think about, you know, dinosaurs or some of the animals and plants, they're all extinct. There's no shame in extinction. You shouldn't feel bad if you go extinct. And it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. But as Matt would say, if you think about it, you don't want to go extinct, right? But there's no shame in it. So, you know, just take it in stride. If you go extinct, just roll with it. You know?
Is that the name of the episode? There's no shame in extinction?
Well,